What is up, guys? Strike Gaming. I am gonna go over some stuff here. Probably some of you know it, some of you don't. It's for the practice tool. So what we're gonna go over in this video is some tips and tricks on how to use the practice tool. I think it's a really great tool in League of Legends, but I think that a lot of people aren't familiar with it. And if like you're a newer player and you go to play, no one's going over to training, most likely. They see the tutorial and then they don't really know what practice tool is. So they're probably playing co-op versus AI or PvP. Practice tool is a great thing for new players or anybody, and I'll show you the reasons why. So this is where it is. Let's start a game here. We'll pick you know what we'll do? We'll pick Aatrox. We'll mess around with Aatrox a little bit. And we'll go through some stuff. Alright. So then it'll load you in like a regular game. But the thing is you control all aspects in the practice tool. You don't have to worry about any bots or anything like that. So right now we'll do a quick rundown of all the different things you can do in practice tool. What you can do is you can auto refresh cooldowns, auto refresh HP, auto refresh mana, add gold, level up, lock XP levels so you don't level up, teleport to your cursor so you can get all the way around the map like this, right? So, and then I'll say, hey, I want to go back to my base, like this, right? Now you can revive, you can kill player champion, you can toggle the towers on and off, you can toggle minion spawn. So I'm going to toggle minion spawn. I don't want the minions to spawn right now. I can fast forward the game to 30 minutes, or 30 seconds, 10 minutes. Most importantly, you can reset the game. So what I like to do is a lot of times I'll practice farming for the first 5 minutes so that I can see if I can get perfect farm in 5 minutes. I test my ability to last hit and manage the wave. And then if I mess up, I just Control Shift P and I reset the game. Now I'm going to toggle minion spawn again here. Now there's some other things you can do. You can spawn an enemy dummy, spawn an allied dummy. Now the reason this is super great is because then you can spawn a dummy and you can test your abilities, you can test your combos, you can test your item builds, and it'll show you specifically, it'll show you how much damage your last hit did, your total damage per second, and the total damage dealt. So during the entire combat exchange. So that's kind of interesting. Now what I always recommend doing, because if you look at the target dummy, it's only got 0 resistances, so it's not exactly a true indicator. So what I like to do is I like to add anywhere from like 30 to 50 magic or armor resist. So that way, when we look at it, we know that we're dealing with a dummy that actually has resistances. Now the important thing here is you actually have to click on the dummy. You can't just click anywhere, otherwise it doesn't work. So if I click over here, it won't do anything, but I clicked on the dummy 4 times. You can see 40 armor, 40 magic resist. Now the other things you can do is if you're a jungler, you can spawn all of the neutral objectives. You can spawn all of the jungle objectives. You can fully stack runes. So like if you have a bloodline, alacrity, tenacity, anything like that. So I can show you we can fully stack our runes. And all of these are now stacked. You saw our stats go up in here with tenacity and everything else. Copy inventory to target. We can grant a status effect. So I'm invulnerable. Now I'm silenced. Now I'm rooted. Now I'm immune. Now I'm stunned. Now I'm blinded. Right? Now nothing. So you can do that to test other things. You can stack items like tier, jungle item, support item. Now, what I like to do the most in practice tool outside of practicing CSing is I like to go pretty much to the first page here. And what I like to do is I like to auto refresh mana and energy. I like to level up. Usually I just go straight to 18 because I feel like it's, if we're going to test things, why not test at the high end, and then whatever's highest at the high end. You can also test like specific item spikes and things like that, right? Or we could just sell this and let's say, you know what I want? I want to add a bunch of gold, right? More gold than I would normally have in a game, that's for sure. And then I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to build, let's say Merc Treads, and then I'm going to build a, it's interesting that they don't actually have the right Spear of Sojin and then Sundered Sky. Yeah, they have like a very weird build going on for, Let's just do something. Okay, so here I am. I'm Aatrox. Now what you can do is you can test all of your stuff, right? See how much damage you do, etc. Now, what I enjoy doing is I try to do some of the more like complicated combos. So like Aatrox has a really great combo where you can W, Q, and then see, I messed it up. There's if you Q sideways on your second Q, and I'll auto refresh cooldowns, that'll make it easier. So if I Q here, you see how your second Q comes out on an angle, right? So if you angle it properly, you can actually catch someone in the top corner of it. So he'd be out of the range of my second Q there. But if I'm here, yeah, so I bet it's, so one, and then if I do it there, yeah, you see how the corner catches him. So if I go straight on here, it doesn't hit him, right? But if I time it and I go here, there, and then off to the side, I'll get the double knockup, and then I can go straight into triple, and you hit all three. I have had Aatroxes do that to me, and it is brutal. Now, I know that this is kind of a short video, not a lot to go over. A lot of you probably are familiar with this stuff, but I wanted to make a video that just kind of explained all of the different stuff you could do, and then I can Control-Shift-P, reset the game. All the different things you can use the practice tool for. Experiment with your builds, practice your CSing, practice freezing a wave, right? Practice all of those things, and then when you practice them, obviously when you're in game, it just becomes a lot easier to manage, right? Because it's really hard to practice things when you have a game and 5 other people, you know, running around you. Well, 9 other people running around you, and just trust me, the practice tool is great. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. It may not be useful for some of you who have played for a long time, but if you're getting a friend in the game, or you want to show them something that they can do to kind of learn their champion better and explore the rift and just walk around in a safe environment and really like learn the game and learn a lot of the game, right? Like what does blue buff do? What does Gromp do? What do wolves do? Right? Like without playing 20 games and trying to sink 30 hours, go into the practice tool and just mess around. Have your friend stream to you and just talk, you know, explore the rift. But that is it for me in this one. So I hope that this was informative for you guys, and I will see you in the next one.